Welcome back to Metal Shop Steve. I am still Steve. So today, very excited about what we're going to do here today. I told you that we have a couple of videos coming up where we're going to talk about some artists that I have personally just discovered, so they are new to me, and you know, just really great stuff. Again, I'm not really planning on doing a video if I hated the CD, so you can rest assured that if I'm reviewing an album, I loved it. So we're going to call it, I think, for lack of a better title, we're going to call it Get This Album. So without further ado, I'm going to say today's topic is the band Forever Still with their new album, Breathe in Colors. Get this album. I'm telling you right now, get it. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with Forever Still, they are fronted by a lovely young lady named Maya, fantastic singer, just a solid all-around group. And to be honest, I couldn't think of really too many, any bad things to say about this album. It is, so as far as I know, they are from Copenhagen, Denmark, and they put out kind of a really nice aggressive metal sound with a good combination of singing and a little bit of screaming in there. So for those of you, the uninitiated, those who probably listen to more mainstream things, the best way that I can describe Forever Still, I would say that they compare pretty well with Evanescence. So if you enjoy Evanescence, you are going to like this album. Also, they have a little bit, when Maya gets going, they have a little bit of edge that you might hear in maybe Hailstorm. They're certainly not that aggressive, but they're aggressive in a different way. There's also another band, I'm not sure if you've heard of them or not, called Fireflight. If you haven't heard of them, I'm going to put a link down below. And just vocally and musically, I think that there are some similarities there too. But again, get this album. So the songs, the thing that I really like about the songs, and pretty much the whole way through, what's happening is there's a lot of vocal transition. So there's singing to yelling to kind of a soft whisper, and Maya just makes these transitions effortlessly. And I believe that that is something that you just naturally have or you naturally don't have. I don't think you can learn that. I think that you either can do it or you can't do it, and she can do it. The rest of the band musically is just very tight. All of the music that she gets to sing over is just, it's just right on. And I think that, that all around, again, it's a solid album. So what I want to do here is just kind of go through some of the tracks and tell you about kind of the way I feel about them. Right away, the album just kind of jumps off with the first track. It's called Rewind. And after just kind of a second or two of ambient sort of sound, it kicks in. And the album really doesn't let up. I mean, there are a couple softer songs on here, but from the very beginning, you know what you're going to get here. You're going to get some beautiful, crystal clean singing. You're going to get some hard punching, buzzy guitars and some pounding drums and bass. But mostly you're going to get really nice tempo changes and style changes within songs. And, you know, this is what you look for. This, I think, really is the mark of a talented band, when you can just transition not just from track to track, but actually within songs. I believe that is just really, that's saying a lot about everybody here in this group. Moving right along, the second song, Fight, with an exclamation mark at the end. You know, when a song has an exclamation mark in the title, it's going to be good and it's going to rock, and it does. Fight is a rocking song. Then we come to the third track on here, the title track, Breathe in Colors, which if I'm going to start talking about my favorite tracks, I've got to go ahead and say that Breathe in Colors is my favorite track on the album, mostly just because there's that transition I was talking about. And the nice thing, the thing that I love about it is, you know, you start off hearing this beautiful, again, crystal clear singing. And then you move into sections where it's the transition from singing to kind of a scream, kind of a, you know, a light aggressive scream, and then right into a whispered part, which I think is just, again, it's amazing. I love the way that that just moves from one to the next. It really grabs me there. And then that's followed up by a track called Is It Gone? And I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to talk about every track here just because I don't want it to take too long. But what that doesn't mean is that I don't like the songs on here, because as I said, there is not a song on here that I don't like. This is an album where you will not skip a track. But moving on to my second favorite, a very, very, very close second, and almost what I would consider maybe a tie for my favorite song, is Survive. And that's rockin', you know, it's got a pretty good tempo all the way through, and then it closes out in just such an aggressive, emotional kind of way. And I will say this about the album too, lyrically, songwriting, I feel like there's something very personal, I like to use the word introspective. I feel like there's something very personal and introspective about the lyrics on this album. I feel like somebody within this band has had some experiences, and they're putting them down here. They're just kind of laying it all out. And I think a good way to describe the songwriting, especially if you want to talk about the slower, softer tracks, is that it's soft and it's emotionally charged, but it's not weak. There's no weakness here. There might be a little vulnerability, but it's not weakness. There's a strength. Even in some of the softer lyrics, there's just a strength, I think, to the lyrics on this album, and I absolutely love it. Followed right after Survive comes Do Your Worst, and again, Do Your Worst, Pieces, song right after that. It's just, again, I mean, it's just rock and rock and rock, and the kind of unique sound that they have going on here is, you know, you're getting all that aggressive stuff. I love the mix of aggressive music with beautiful vocals. And that's not just a signature of a female-fronted band, because I don't really like pigeonholing anybody in, you know, calling somebody a female-fronted band and having that be where they shine. I think where they shine is right on par with any other metal or rock band out there. So we're going to throw the female-fronted thing out the window. It's nice to help get some recognition, but in the end, this is a rock and metal album, and it needs no qualifier like that. Then toward the end, the last two songs on the album, number one is It Gone? And that's kind of an acoustic track, very soft, very light. And then Perfect Day. Those are the last two songs on here. And it's kind of a nice way to wind down. You've been just kind of, you know, dragged along for this emotional, loud, rocking ride the whole time. A little bit of soft here and there, but for the most part, you're getting banged on the head with a lot of really good rock here, a lot of good metal. And then right at the end, they kind of let you have a little bit of a cool down. They ease you out the backside of the album here. And I like albums that open and close strong. This one opens hard, fast, aggressive, and it closes in a really nice kind of wrapping things up toward the end there sort of way. It's not just garbage that they threw on there. Sometimes a band will throw tracks on to fill out an album, but that's not the case here. There's not any filler on this album at all. It is just straight rock, good vibes, and I love it. Again, get this album. I'm telling you right now, go get it, because you'll enjoy everything about this. I'd like to know a little bit more about this band. I'd actually like to know some of the thought behind the songwriting. So if you're watching, I would always love to do a little quick interview at some point, because you know, I want to get inside your head. I want to know. I'm curious. I'm interested. I like to learn. And again, I love this disc. And that's pretty much it for this video. Again, the band is Forever Still. The album is Breathe in Colors. Came out really recently, so go out and get a copy for yourself. And as always, if you're interested in this, if you like this, Subscribe to my channel. Please comment back to me so we can have a dialogue, a conversation about this. And until next time, thank you very much for coming by.